cautious?
Cautious.
Don't, no. Oh, okay. Rule number 1. If I ask somebody to fix something, you don't get to fix it for them. Okay? What's a cautious?
Careful?
Oh, you mean cautious.
Oh, cautious.
There you go. See how fast she corrected it? Yes. A lot of what we're going to do in this class is I'm going to help correct your pronunciation, what you were talking about, because I want you to walk proud in America. Are you all actually citizens? Is everybody a citizen?
Yes.
I want you to be proud that you, if I moved to China, one of the first things I would want to do would be to be able to speak your language well enough that nobody would say, oh, what a dumb American, he can't even talk our language. I would want to learn it specifically. I would take or India. I would take classes until I was absolutely so secure that I didn't sound like a dummy. You don't sound like dummies, but you know, that I, in my pride, that I would feel good about it. Okay,
it's
so.
It's hard to learn new languages.
Yes.
It's not easy, yeah.
It is not.
It takes time.
It does take time.
And plus English is very tough language.
Really?
It is. Because if you try to learn Hindi, it's very easy. Like the way you write, everything you pronounce same way, like the way you write, exactly. But English, every word has some different kind of pronunciation. And I'm like, oh
okay.
my gosh.
Okay, give me an example of an English word that you think has more than one pronunciation.
Not more than one, but like TI, sometimes it's T, you say TI, but sometimes you say cautious. In cautious, TI becomes sure.
Oh, yeah, it becomes SH. Exactly. I see what you're saying. Yes. Min and I spend a lot of time in her lessons talking about combinations of consonants and how they trip you up. That's a very, very good point. We're going to talk a lot about that.
It's not in our language. In Hindi, it's not that way.
Yeah, your language is cleaner. It's more explicit. Yeah. That's because English came over from Europe, right?
Yeah.
So it's a combination of all different kinds of other languages. And don't be fooled. English is not, even though British people talk in English, that's not our language. American English is its own hybrid of all those languages that came over on the boat, right? And so the accents and the combinations of words. Oh, I totally get you. And we have so many words in English that are really French and Italian and German, but we don't pronounce them the way they do in France, Italy, and Germany. We pronounce them our own way.
And English has most number of words in itself, like
really?
Than any other language.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, see, I'm learning a whole bunch of great things. I like that. Huh.
Wait until you learn Chinese. They don't even have a pronunciation.
Oh.
Really?
I don't think I can learn Chinese.
It's not a phonetic.
So the written Chinese is totally different from the pronunciation. We have two systems. One is for pronunciation, one is for written.
Well, then for English should be easy, right? Because you have already learned that kind of system.
Well, the pronunciation system, it's a little bit.
For us, it's completely different. It's like exactly you pronounce like as it is written, and it doesn't change from word to word.
Wow.
So it remains same.
That's really cool. That's really good.
It's very easy.
Jess says that Thai is a lot like that. And when I see it written, it just looks like it's from outer space. And she said, really, Papa, it's very explicit and direct. And we don't have tons of pronunciations for the same word. Yeah. So, anyway. My son, his goal is to be able to eventually go to her house in Siren and at least be able to ask where the bathroom is. What an adventure. You know, when you have children, you don't know what's going to happen. And so here we are. The first person to marry into our family is from some other country, and it's miraculously wonderful. Really, really cool. Yeah. Musicians also, in America, I don't know if you know this or not, but they're much more tolerant of race and of ethnicity, because everything that we've learned is not American. It all came over from Europe. You know, all the pronunciation of musical words and our language of what we do, not only as singers, but as instrumentalists, it's from some other place. You know, America is really a baby country. It's only 220 years old. Yeah. It's just a baby. China, what? How old? 5,000 years old, yes. Okay. So, and India, don't even know.
Much more.
Much
yeah,
more.
It's like,
yeah.
I know 50,000
Ancient.
Yeah.
Ancient, right. Yeah. Okay, who wants to go first?
Sean,
You can do it.
Okay, tell me your first name again.
Sha.
Sha?
Mm-hmm.
How do you? S-H-A. Just Sha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most Chinese words were monosyllable. It's one syllable and one character. But English is multi-syllable word.
Good. So I'm going to teach you a new word. It's called syllabic.
Syllabic.
So when you want to use the word syllable, plural, you can either go syllables. Sorry, this brings up your point exactly. So you could say, gee, that word has many syllables. Or you could say that word is multi-syllabic. Everybody? Multi-syllabic. All right? So that you won't, because of your culture, because of your ethnicity, say something like, leave off the plural part of it. So you can either say that word has many syllables, or it's multisyllabic. Again, multisyllabic?
Multisyllabic.
Okay, so multi, you know what that means, many, right? Okay, which is totally not an English word. It's Italian. Okay, you ready?
Sure. Do I just say first paragraph?
Yes.
Okay.
And I want you to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Xia Yi, and today my speech title is Yet. Many years ago, I taught a yoga class at a local Chinese school. Towards the end of the class, I noticed there was a man standing in the hallway.
So when you're up here, I don't want you to look at me for approval. I want you to, you can look at your audience, or you can look at, pretend your audience goes that way, but don't get into the habit of looking for me like, am I okay, am I okay, am I okay? Don't. I am not God. You're doing just fine, okay? Great.
I'll restart over.
I would like you to restart.
Many years ago, I taught a yoga teacher.
It's hard. It's hard. And just to make you feel better, when I taught the American class a few months ago, they did the same thing. They kept looking at me, and finally, I started standing behind people. And there was this one guy. There was this one guy who couldn't stop moving one of his arms, and so I just came up to him and started holding his hand like this, and then he just giggled the whole time. But he didn't realize that he was going like this. Like, what are you doing with this arm? Like it was going to take off like an airplane.
Okay. Many years ago, I taught a yoga class at a local Chinese school. Towards the end of the class, I noticed there was a man standing in the hallway, constantly peeking his head into the classroom. So when the class was over, I walked over him and asked.
You walked over him?
I walked outside the classroom and talked to him.
No, you don't get to go. You don't get off the hook that way. No. I walked over him. You mean like this?
I walked towards him.
No, you don't get to change the word. You have to use over, but you have to clean it up. No. Oh, was it you? Bad. How can you fix it up? I walked over.
Towards him.
Yes. So you just needed another word. Great. I walked over towards him.
I walked over towards him, and I asked him, would you like to try the yoga class if you're interested? And he said, I can't do this. I'm 50. My old body is too stiff. Look, I cannot reach my knees. Well, you never know. Maybe give it a try. You cannot reach your knees yet.
Very good. Is that the first paragraph?
2 more sentences.
Go.
Ever since that day, he became my yoga student. And after years of practice, today, not only he can reach his knees, he can reach his toes without knees bent.
Wow.
First paragraph.
Okay, good. I want to take yoga from you.
Wow.
Okay, first of all, you're doing a very good job. Now I'm going to get really, really, really picky with you. You don't have to move that, because I'm going to walk around. I'm going to get really picky, all right? So can you go back to that part of the room and make an entrance?
Okay. All right.
my name is Xia Yi, and today my speech title is Yet. Do I continue?
Yes.
Repeating the same thing or?
The whole thing.
The whole first paragraph?
Yes,
Or
repeat. Yeah,
start my second paragraph?
Nope, first paragraph.
Many years ago, I taught a yoga class at a local Chinese school. Towards the end of the class, I noticed there was a man standing in the hallway, constantly peeking his head into the classroom.
Stop. So you have a multisyllabic word that you're brushing over. You're saying constantly. No.
Constantly.
There you go. So we're going to practice, and this is one of the main things you're going to learn tonight, and then practice it on your own. Constantly.
Constantly.
Yeah. Okay. So when you talk like that, it's going to feel weird. I get that. But it's going to sound amazing to your American friends. Constantly.
Constantly.
Yeah. Because what happens when someone from a non-American culture passes over a syllable or a consonant, it gets lost. Whereas I could say constantly. I could say it really fast, but you would understand me.
Right.
So you're going so far away from it that I can't really understand what the word is. So say the sentence with that word in it. Take your
He
time.
was standing in the hallway, constantly peeking into the classroom.
Good.
After the class is over, I walked over towards him.
Okay, so English lesson. Is the correct word really after the class is over?
When the class is over?
No.
When the class was over?
Yeah. So don't get frustrated.
Well,
So if I talk about a grammar thing, don't just find a different word. Find a way to use the word you're using and make it right. It might mean that you have to put another word with it, like walking to, instead of I walk over him. I walked over to him, or I walked over towards him. So use the same word. Don't change words, which you did. I mean, the word you changed to would be fine, but that's not the word you chose. This is where English is more complicated, right? It's a pain in the rump. Okay, so just find a way to make that word work. Constantly peeking into the room.
He constantly peeking his head into the classroom.
He was constantly.
He was constantly peeking his head into the classroom.
He was constantly.
He was constantly peeking his head into the classroom.
Does that feel weird?
Yes.
Doesn't it sound better?
Yes.
Yeah. She almost sounds American. No, let's say English. Let's not use the word American. Yeah, you sound, yeah. We want people to say, wow, you have really good English. Okay, take your time. It's all right.
Towards the end of the class, when the class was over, I walked outside towards him, asked, "You're welcome." I talked to him. "You're welcome to try the class if you're interested."
What did you do to him? You asked him?
I talked to him. I said, "You're welcome to try the class."
So your sentence was, I walked over and...
I walked over and talked to him.
Very good. Or I walked over and asked him. You left out the word and. And since you did, you sounded very Asian when you did that. You have to make sure that all the little words are in there. Min and I go over this. She goes, oh, I'm so bad with all the little words.
Yeah.
I don't include them. I cut to the chase all the time and just think the main parts are good enough. But that's one of the things that makes you sound like a not good English person.
Okay.
So you put all the little words in. Yep.
I walked over and talked to him.
Yes.
"You're welcome to try the class if you're interested." And he responded, "I can't. I'm 50 years old. Look, my old body is so stiff I cannot even reach my knees." "You never know," I smiled back. "Maybe give it a try. You cannot
Give a try? What's a try?
Give it a try.
What's a try?
Try.
Try?
Try.
What is a try?
Means.
It means.
It means give it a try.
A try? What's a try?
Still some not clear? Give it a try.
Okay, how do you spell the word try?
T-R-Y.
Oh, because it sounds like you're saying T-W-Y.
Oh.